Hello, and welcome to a story that sent shockwaves through the Philippines in early 2021. It's a case that had everyone talking. A stunning, tall flight attendant named Christine Angela Dacera celebrated New Year's Eve with 11 men in a wild night of revelry, only to be found dead in a hotel bathtub under bizarre circumstances. Naturally, the 11 men became prime suspects. But then came a twist. Police revealed all of them were gay and eventually cleared them of any wrongdoing. The case sparked heated debates online, with countless theories and opinions flying around. So, what really happened that night? Let's dive into the details of this gripping tale from New Year's Eve 2021. Our story unfolds in Manila, the bustling capital and most populous city of the Philippines. Known for its rich history, famous tourist spots, and a shopping paradise for fashion lovers, Manila sets the stage for this mystery. Christine Angela Dacera, born on April 13, 1997, in Davao del Sur, Philippines, was the second of 4 children in her family. From a young age, she turned heads with her beauty, earning constant praise from neighbors. Beyond her looks, she was a diligent student, the kind of kid parents held up as an example. After high school, she enrolled at the University of Mindanao. Cheerful and outgoing, Christine often shared snippets of her life on social media. She was also a regular in beauty pageants, dance competitions, and modeling gigs, racking up impressive results. In 2017, she competed in the Miss Universe Philippines pageant and clinched the runner-up title. Over the next 2 years, she stayed active in modeling and beauty circles, but hadn't yet made a big name for herself. Then she set her sights on a dream job for many young women, becoming a flight attendant. With her standout qualities, she aced the selection process and joined Philippine Airlines in 2019. To make work easier, she moved to Manila. Life as a flight attendant seemed to suit her perfectly. She radiated joy, posting stunning photos online. With her tall frame, sweet smile, and charm, she quickly gained over 160,000 followers, becoming a minor social media celebrity. On December 28, 2020, she shared a photo with the caption, "Last flight of the year." Little did anyone know, it would be the last flight of her life. December 31st, 2020 wasn't just another day. It marked the transition to a new year, a fresh start for many. Christine decided to do something special to ring in 2021. After some thought, she planned to invite a few friends to celebrate together. By chance, 3 of her pals, Romeo Galling, Goodman, and Jonna, suggested they hang out. They settled on the City Garden Hotel, a 4-star spot in Makati City. Christine checked into room 2209 with her 3 friends, expecting a small gathering. But things escalated when her friends invited 8 more people to join the party. These 8 checked into room 2207, right next door. Here's the kicker. Aside from Christine, all 11 others were men. Picture this, a single woman partying with 11 guys. You can imagine how wild it must have gotten. The group drank and danced until 6 a.m., a night of pure chaos. Exhausted, they crashed. By 10 a.m., Galling woke up first. Groggy, he stumbled into the bathroom and saw Christine lying in the tub. Assuming she passed out from drinking too much, he draped a blanket over her and went back to sleep. Around noon, he checked again. From a distance, her face looked unnaturally pale. Something felt off. He checked her breathing and froze. She wasn't alive. Panicked, he called Goodman and Jonna for help. None of them had faced anything like this before. They were a mess. They tried CPR, but it was no use. With hotel staff, they rushed her to Makati Medical Center. The hospital confirmed she died before arrival, citing a ruptured aortic aneurysm as the cause. On January 2nd, 2021, a forensic autopsy backed the hospital's finding. Christine died from an aortic aneurysm, but the report also noted bruises and scars on her right arm, thigh, knee, and ankle, plus scratches on her inner thigh and tears in her private area. Semen was found in her body too. These signs suggested she might have been seriously assaulted before her death, possibly triggering the aneurysm. Makati City Police Chief Harold Depositar declared it a potential crime. naming the 11 men as suspects. The semen seemed like damning evidence. National Police Chief Debold Sinas announced 3 were in custody, with the other 8 wanted. He gave them 72 hours to surrender or face severe consequences. The news exploded across the Philippines. A flight attendant dead after a wild night with 11 men. People went wild online. Many condemned the men, demanding harsh punishment. Others criticized Christine for her reckless partying. Logic suggested the police had cracked the case. All that was left was to round up the suspects and interrogate them. But then, the story took an unexpected turn. The 3 detained men, Galling, Goodman, and Jana, cried out that they were innocent. They insisted they were close friends with Christine and would never harm her. They claimed her death was natural, unrelated to them. Then came the bombshell. All 3 admitted they were gay, interested only in men, not women. Christine knew this and felt comfortable partying with them. They'd all drank heavily that night, but that was it. They didn't touch her. They revealed the 8 others they'd invited were gay too, with no interest in women. Witnesses online backed this up, noting the men had no criminal records and were known to prefer men. Their families chimed in, slamming the police for jumping to conclusions without proper investigation. The police were stumped. How could so many gay men be involved in a case like this? Had they misjudged everything? Looking closer, their investigation had holes. First, they'd found semen but hadn't compared it to the suspect's DNA before pointing fingers. An odd oversight. Second, while the autopsy showed injuries, it couldn't confirm how they happened. Hotel security footage told a different story. Christine moved freely between rooms 2207 and 2209, looking relaxed, not coerced. At 11:38 p.m., she chased 2 men with a wine glass from 2207 to 2209, laughing. She called her mom, gushing about her amazing New Year's at the hotel. At 2:50 a.m., she walked hand in hand with a man, beaming. At 2:52, that man, Goodman, brought her back to 2209. They rang the bell and knocked. She playfully kissed him, though he seemed reluctant, fumbling with the doorbell. At 4:13 a.m., she looked drunk and stiff as a man carried her to 2209. By 6:23 a.m., another friend carried her back, clearly wasted. A photo from her friends, taken before her death, showed her slumped by the toilet, drunk but flashing a peace sign. After the footage surfaced, people argued her friends seemed trustworthy, constantly checking on her, carrying her to safety. No foul play there. The police released the 3, admitting samples from Christine might have been contaminated during embalming. They concluded she died naturally, unrelated to the 11 men. Filipinos were floored. 1 minute, the police were hunting suspects. The next, everyone was innocent. It was almost comical. Public outrage shifted to the police's incompetence. Some suspected a cover-up, noting the 11 men came from wealthy families. Had money and connections swayed the case? Citizens demanded a thorough reinvestigation, vowing no tolerance for corruption. Christine's family insisted she'd been drugged and abused. Despite her burial, her mother was ready to exhume her for more tests. They challenged the police and medical reports, pointing out the death certificate falsely claimed prior embalming, a glaring error. Accusing the police of negligence, they sued. Her mom even appealed to the Philippine president for justice. On January 27, 2021, the National Bureau of Investigation held a second hearing and released a final forensic report. Christine's heart weighed 500 grams, far above the average 300 grams. Internal bleeding was found in her kidneys, and her aneurysm death was linked to excessive drinking and excitement, spiking her blood pressure. White powder in a room turned out to be salt, not drugs. Tests on the 11 men showed no drugs. Christine had traces of blood pressure meds. Her bruises? Her friends suggested drunken stumbles or scrapes from a wheelchair the hotel provided when she couldn't sit during transport to the hospital. On April 23, 2021, a 19-page police report concluded the evidence didn't support a murder charge. Her friend tried CPR and sought help immediately. No motive existed. All charges against the 11 were dropped for lack of proof. closing the case. But the public wasn't done. Christine's family accused the men of lying and foul play. 5 of the 11 countersued for defamation. On February 7th, 2022, over a year after her death, police dismissed all remaining claims, urging people to move on. Case closed. The 180-degree twist stemmed from Police Chief Harold Depositor's hasty murder accusation without solid evidence, later echoed by a shaky autopsy from medical legal officer Michael Click-Salmido. Both were sacked. The incident happened during COVID, when hotel rooms were limited to 2 guests, yet City Garden allowed the party. They faced a 6-month suspension and a 10,000 peso fine, about $200. Online, many criticized Christine's partying, but argued it didn't justify her death. A cautionary tale, not a blame game. From a criminal psychology perspective, this case is less about crime and more about chaos and misjudgment. Christine's behavior, euphoric, uninhibited, aligns with someone riding an adrenaline high, possibly worsened by underlying health issues. The 11 men showed no predatory intent. Their actions suggest camaraderie, not malice. The police's rush to judgment reflects cognitive bias, latching onto a scandalous narrative over facts. The injuries and semen, likely incidental or misinterpreted, not criminal. This isn't a whodunit. It's a tragedy of excess and a system too quick to accuse. The real lesson? Truth drowns in haste. Goodbye for now. See you in the next story.